I have a secret. I've been sleeping so much better lately, even when Vegas is hot summer nights. During the summers here in Vegas, it usually averages around 110 degrees during the day, and at night it's still a toasty 90 degrees or above. We can definitely crank the AC to keep the house cool, but the bill gets pretty pricey. Plus, I don't know about you, but I don't like wind blowing on my face when I'm sleeping, and the way the AC is positioned in our room, that tends to happen. In the winter, we do have an electric pad that we use under our sheet sometimes, but it's uncomfortable. You can feel the wires, and it only heats. So I've been looking for another sleep solution and just discovered Perfectly Snug.
Thank you Perfectly Snug for providing my king-size smart topper. The opinions expressed in this video are my own.
The smart topper from Perfectly Snug is an add-on to your bed to make it more comfortable at night. It's able to cool and heat, making it great for year-round use. Let's start off by talking about what it's like to set up. After ordering the king topper, it arrived in a pretty big box, and you definitely need two people to help you move it around and get it into position. The unboxing is really seamless. You open it up and it's in a giant Ziploc bag. This was nice so that when we moved it around, we didn't have to worry about it getting dirty. We're gonna hold on to the bag too because it's a great way to store it if we're not using it for any reason, and if we're gonna move, it's a great way to keep it clean and protected. After we brought it up to our bedroom, all we did was take it out, laid it on top of our mattress, and put the sheet over it. Super simple. We've been using it for a couple weeks now, and here are some of the highlights from our experience. It's a 2-inch topper, and we have a pretty comfortable bed right now in terms of the firmness on how we like it, and it's just something that we love to come home to after traveling. So seeing a 2-inch topper, I was a little bit worried, is it gonna make the bed too soft? Is it gonna make the bed feel weird? You know, we have this nice balance right now. I was pleasantly surprised to find that it didn't really affect it that much. The material is mesh, which made it a little bit weird the first night we slept on it, just because it's a new texture that we're feeling, but it took no time at all to get used to it. In terms of the firmness, we didn't notice a difference. I did read some of the reviews, and if you have a really soft mattress or you really like it really plush and soft, this will feel a little firmer than that. But for us, we like a medium firm mattress, and this was perfect. There are a couple ways to control it. There's a manual control that is right on the side of the topper, which with the simple button system, it doesn't matter if you can see it or not, you can just feel it through the sheet. And then there's an app which gives you even more control over it, and you can actually schedule how you want it to pre-cool or preheat and when you want it to shut off. It basically enhances the whole experience. It took a couple nights for us to figure out what fan speeds we liked, when we wanted it to change in the middle of the night and schedule everything. But once we got that dialed in, it really made sleeping a lot more comfortable. We're not waking up hot or sweaty. The airflow keeps that coolness in the bed, and it just makes it so nice and snug. It makes it nice and snug, maybe even perfectly snug. With the larger toppers, you even have dual zones so that you and your significant other can have your own controls and you don't have to fight for that. It works really well for Esther and I because we do like different temperatures when we're sleeping. And we haven't tried the heat side yet just because it's been too warm, but I'm excited to fire up the heat once winter comes, and there's even a separate control for heated feet. I'm so excited for this because this way Esther can heat her feet with this rather than putting it on my back or my belly. It's so freaking cold. So one of the big questions I had was, what does it feel like? And a great way I've heard it described is kind of like laying on an air hockey table, but a softer one. So the way it works, and this is by no means a technical way, but how I would describe it is there's a fan at the footer of the topper, and that blows air through the topper, and then from the mesh that you see, it releases into the air and onto your body to keep you nice and cool. It is definitely much more subtle than an air hockey table. You know, if you put your hand over an air hockey table, you feel that wind, that pressure. You could feel air flowing from underneath you, but it's not jarring or disruptive in any way. Another question I had was, how loud is this thing? It's using fans, so there's gotta be some noise, right? If you keep the cooling under the 50% mark, you don't really notice the noise. It's kind of like the ambient noise you get from your house heater or AC, where it's just like a low hum, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's definitely not something you'll notice or will wake you up. If you have it over 50%, it is significantly louder. It's audible and it sounds just like a fan. If you were to have a fan in the room running, one of those standing ones that go, that's a sprinkler. Is that a fan? So you do hear that. Now we watch TV in our bed at night, and so we found that if we have it on a higher setting, we do turn up the volume a little bit more than before just because that fan noise is there as well. Another thing to note if you do get this is it doesn't replace AC, it doesn't cool a room down. It's basically a way to make your sleep more comfortable. They mentioned that it's ideal for temperature to be around 76 or under, and it works up to about 79 degrees. Anything above that means it's going to have to convert warm air to cool air, and it's just not going to be as effective. Another feature we love is that you could remove the cover and wash it, which you're gonna inevitably get it dirtier, or if you're sleeping on it a lot, you're gonna wanna wash it every so often. They also have sensors built into the topper that measures your body temperature so it can adjust accordingly. It's pretty sweet. All in all, if you are looking for a way for better sleep, to control the temperature of your bed more so, this is an amazing solution. Prices start at $8.99 for a twin and goes up from there. They also have sales running every so often, so keep an eye out for that, but I will link to everything in the description below. The weather's starting to cool, and I can't wait to switch that from a cooling system to a heating system. I'll report back if there are any other issues that I run into with it or any other tips to make better use of it. In the meantime, let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you have a different solution for keeping your bed cool or warm at night.